everyone, it's Max, and I'm sorry, I know the lighting leaves a lot to be desired, but I am here to film an intro clip to a secret reading vlog, and I realize I'm editing the vlog, and I realize, wow, I never filmed an intro clip. So here I am. So I have decided to read the entirety of the Twisted Tales series by Jen Carlotta, Elizabeth Lim, and Liz Braswell. Now this is a series that was like published by Disney, and it is kind of like telling the movies, like the Disney princess movies, but with twists. And at this point I have read 11 of the 12, and I have enjoyed almost all of them, and I'm very excited for you to watch and see which ones I loved, which ones I hated. I have literally spanned the spectrum. I've had a DNF and a 5-star read so far, and just about everything in between. So without further ado, let's get into the unboxing and my predicted rating. All right, it is time. Here's a cat for me to finally unbox the big package of all of the Twisted Tales. A couple of weeks ago, I already got on birthday, but that is like almost the last one that I'm going to be reading. Maybe the last one, actually. But here they all are. So this is Love, Straight On Till Morning, Let It Go, Mirror, Mirror, Part of Your World, Reflection, As Old as Time, Once Upon a Dream, and A Whole New World. Look at all of them! I am planning on reading them in order, but I might have to read Go the Distance sooner rather than later because I have an arc of it and it comes out on the 6th of April. So I might be reading that, but I am so excited. Hey guys, so I'm here now sitting and I have all of the Twisted Tales. So I thought I would basically read what each one is about and then decide my ranking of how I think I'm going to rate them. And which one I think is going to be like my favorite and least favorite and all that good stuff. I am very excited. I am planning on reading these mostly in order. I do have an arc of Go the Distance, which is the Hercules one that is coming out April 6th. And my arc runs out on April 6th. So I probably will be reading that one before I read the rest, but I am going to try to read as many before that as possible. Starting with A Whole New World. And this one is by Liz Braswell. I have already read 2 of these. I have read Part of Your World and Unbirthday. I got an arc of Unbirthday. So I have already read them, but I am planning on rereading them. But I think I'm just going to read the backs and then decide. A Whole New World, the tagline being, what if Aladdin had never found the lamp? All right, the next one is Once Upon a Dream, which is Sleeping Beauty, and it says, what if Sleeping Beauty never woke up? Next one is As Old as Time, and this one, okay, so far, they have all been by Liz Braswell. I'm a little surprised they had her write A Whole New World, but that's fine. And then the tagline for this is, what if Belle's mother cursed the beast? Reflection, what if Mulan had to travel to the underworld? Now this one kind of feels, I don't know, like I feel like some of these, like they make sense that they're like kind of twisted, but like the fact that she also has to travel to the underworld does not really feel connected to the movie and the original story at all. And this one is by Elizabeth Lim. All right, the next one is Part of Your World, which I have already read. This is also by Liz Braswell. It says, what if Ariel never defeated Ursula? I enjoyed it. I really liked it. I flew through it, and this is one of the longer ones, I believe. And I had a blast, so I'm excited to reread it. All right, the next one is one of the shorter ones, and it's Mirror, Mirror. And it says, what if the evil queen poisoned the prince? Intriguing. All right, the next one is Let It Go, and it says, what if Anna and Elsa never knew each other? Straight On Till Morning. Oh, I'm sorry. And then Let It Go and Mirror, Mirror are both by Jen Carlotta. And this one is again by Liz Braswell. Straight On Till Morning. What if Wendy went to Neverland with Captain Hook? So this is Love. What if Cinderella never tried on the glass slipper? And this one is by Elizabeth Lim as well. And then the last one is the other one that I have read, and that is Unbirthday. And it is What if Wonderland was in peril and Alice was very, very late? And this is also by Liz Braswell. So my rankings, I believe, are going to be as follows. I do still think Unbirthday is going to be at the top. I love Alice in Wonderland. This is one of my favorite retellings I've ever read of Alice in Wonderland. I really liked it. I think Liz Braswell did a phenomenal job at capturing the language and the writing of Lewis Carroll. Next one I think is going to be Straight On Till Morning. I love the idea of like Wendy teaming up with Hook. I think this stems from like Once Upon a Time and Hook being the good guy, and the rumors and like the idea that like Peter Pan is the bad guy, like stealing children, and like Hook escaped and all that stuff. And so I am intrigued if that's going to be the case, and I think I'm gonna like it. All right, after that one, I do think it is going to be Part of Your World. Again, I've already read it and I really liked it, so I just think I am gonna like it again, and so I'm excited to see where it falls. Next one I think is going to be A Whole New World. I like the idea that Jafar is like super powerful, and like Jasmine and Aladdin team up further along and like fight against him. All right, the next one I think is going to be Once Upon a Dream. I like the idea of Aurora like doing it for herself and saving herself. You know, I feel like the Disney movie never did her justice. Like, I'm pretty sure like she only has like 16 lines in the whole movie, something ridiculous like that. So I'm excited to see her get a little bit more agency. All right, the next one I think is going to be Mirror Mirror. I like the idea that she poisoned the prince and Snow White has to save him, so I think I'm gonna enjoy it. Next, I'm going to do Let It Go. I like the idea of Elsa. Like, this might actually follow more of like the original Ice Queen or Ice Queen legend, where like the Ice Queen is actually like a bad guy. So if Anna and Elsa never met, maybe like Elsa actually is more morally gray. Next what I'm gonna do is So This Is Love. It's pretty ambiguous, so if she hadn't tried on the glass slipper, I'm assuming she's gonna meet the prince later on. So I am intrigued with this one, but not as much as the others. Second to last, I think, is gonna be As Old as Time. I don't know, it doesn't really, this one intrigues me almost the least. I own it as a Nook book, and I remember trying it once and like putting it down. So I am intrigued to see like how I end up liking this one, and this cover is not the best for sure. Which means that the last one is going to be Reflection. I just think that this does not connect to the story at all. Her traveling to the underworld, it makes no sense. But I do hope that I love it more, because Mulan is absolutely one of my favorite stories, like Disney movies of all time. Here's my list. The bottom is the one that I think I'm gonna like the most. The top is the one I think I'm gonna like the least. I know, counterintuitive. But yeah, so there are, oh, and then Go the Distance. Meg is a god, so it's like, what if she becomes a god? I am very intrigued by that. So I think that that's gonna fall probably under Part of Your World. But yep, here's the 10 and 11, including Go the Distance books that I'm planning on reading in this secret reading vlog. It's a lot. Wish me luck. It's gonna take a while for sure. It is beautiful out right now, so I am gonna go outside. Even though it is March, I'm gonna go outside and start A Whole New World, because I finished all the books I wanted to read in March. So yeah, I'm literally just, so I'm just starting this. But I'm gonna start this and I will talk to you all once I've made some progress. Hi guys, it's 5 and I am 182 pages into A Whole New World, which means I have just under 200 pages left. I'm enjoying it. It's fine. It's definitely not as good as Part of Your World or Unbirthday by far. I feel like the writing is pretty amateurish. The first book in the series and the first book by Liz Braswell, and so I feel like she's just gonna find her footing, you know, start to get more and more comfortable writing these. But overall, I am enjoying the plot. Jafar, it's basically like Jafar becomes super powerful right off the bat. He doesn't become a genie yet, like that hasn't happened, but he's already a sorcerer and sultan, so now Aladdin, Jasmine, and a bunch of street rats are ganging up on him to try and bring him down, so they just kind of made that pact. My dad just got home, so this was perfect, so I'm just saying that I am just under halfway through, but I've got about 200 pages left, and I don't know if I'm gonna finish it tonight, but it'll either be tonight or tomorrow, but I'll talk to you later. All right, everyone, it is almost 11 on Sunday, and I just finished A Whole New World by Liz Braswell, and I enjoyed it. Everything happened very, very fast, very easily, very insta-lovey, but I also am looking at this in the lens of it's Disney. This is like Disney publishing, like it's very much like sponsored by Disney. So I think allowances can be made, but still I think I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was good, it was fun, it was super fast paced, obviously, since I finished it in one day, and I started it at like 4. But yeah, so overall a 3.5 out of 5 stars. And I thought I would show you my bookmarks as I go, because I'm planning on using all like Disney retelling bookmarks. So I went with the one from both Wrath in the Dawn and Flame in the Mist, or vice versa, I don't know which one is which, by Renee Ahdieh, because they are, at least Wrath in the Dawn is based, or is a retelling of Scheherazade from Arabian Nights, and Aladdin is an Arabian Nights retelling. And then the next one is Once Upon a Dream, which is what if the Sleeping Beauty never woke up, and like Sleeping Beauty has like learn about herself and like fight her way out of this slumber. And I am using the Maleficent bookmark I got in like a villain's fairy loot, I think, and it had Maleficent, the evil queen from Snow White, and the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland, so it works out really well. But I am very excited for Once Upon a Dream. It is longer than A Whole New World. Not sure how long though. It's 440 pages, so it is like 70 or 64 pages longer than A Whole New World, which is actually not that much. It just feels longer. But I'm really excited for this one. I really like that idea of like Sleeping Beauty, like, or Aurora, you know, finding herself and like getting herself out of it, because like I said earlier, like the movie, she only has like literally 16 lines of dialogue, something like that, like some absurd number, and it's very much a damsel in distress. So I am definitely excited about her saving herself in this one. But I'm not going to read anything more today. I'm going to relax and just hang out, and I will talk to you all tomorrow once I've made some progress in Once Upon a Dream. Hi everyone, it's Monday night, it's almost 11, and I am 126 pages into Once Upon a Dream, and I'm not loving it. It's okay, it's very disjointed and rushed, and I feel like she's about to spend 320 pages just like wandering around, and I'm not very excited for it. Yeah, I don't know, it feels very awkward. Like I feel like there hasn't really been a plot, and it's just kind of like, it just feels very disjointed. I don't know, like it doesn't feel like connected. I don't know, I don't really know how to describe it. It's okay, not really liking it very much. But I'm gonna read another 100 pages right now and then go to bed. So I will probably update you once I've gotten those 100 pages. But yeah, so far definitely not enjoying it as much as A Whole New World. We'll see. All right, it's 11:31 and I am 231 pages into Once Upon a Dream. And it is definitely getting better now that Philip is like more in the story, especially with Aurora. I feel like it's getting more grounded. I feel like the story is getting more grounded and more like got a plot, got a story going. I still don't quite really know what like the end plot is gonna be, slash like where it's going. I know obviously they're trying to wake up, but like I don't really know how they're gonna do that, and they haven't really started like looking into how to wake up and stuff yet. So we'll see how it goes. Tomorrow is busy day. I have the Bachelor finale with my best friend. It's 3 hours. Ugh. And I'm home alone, so I'm going to try very hard to finish this because I have like 210 pages left. So I'm going to try my best to wrap this up, but we shall see. But I'm gonna go to bed because I am so tired, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Good night. Hi guys. Is the lighting terrible in this room? Yes. Is it because when I'm home alone, I feel very nervous about being in my living room because there's a ghost living in my basement? Also, yes. My dad is in Salt Lake tonight for an infusion, so I'm home alone, and I always hang out in his room because that's where the dogs sleep, or the dog sleeps, singular now, and I like to not be alone. But it's 8:34, and I am just sitting down to read Once Upon a Dream. I have 210 pages left, and I'm feeling very confident in my ability to finish this. I think I'm gonna read half of this and then take a shower, and then finish it off once I've taken a shower and then just getting ready for bed. But yeah, I'm feeling confident in my ability to finish this. So far I'm not liking it as much as A Whole New World, Part of Your World, or Unbirthday. It's just, I think the plot isn't really intriguing me, and it just felt very confusing and scattered at the beginning. And I don't know, I just feel like it's not following like a cohesive, like, here's what you have to do to wake up. Like, it's just like very strange, because this is Aurora doesn't wake up from the sleep. When Philip kisses her, he falls into like a slumber. And it's just like, I don't know. It's okay. They finally like united. I would say reunited, but she doesn't really remember him. So they finally united and are now like working together, but I don't really know like where they go from here. And I'm a little nervous. I thought this was all gonna be about Aurora, like, I don't know, learning to love herself or like growing as a person, but like nothing was really a thing until she like united with Philip. I feel like it's gonna be like they have to kiss while in love in the dream world for them to like wake up. That's my hypothesis right now, or theory. That's my theory right now. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I'm gonna read this and I will chat with you once I've done so. All right, hi guys. I am filming in my bathroom for 2 reasons. 1, I'm about to take a shower, and 2, the lighting is so much better in here. So yeah, that's why I'm here. But I am 340 pages into Once Upon a Dream, so I have 100 pages left. And it is 9:15, so I was able to read that 110 pages in about 45 minutes. So I feel really good about finishing this book in a short amount of time. It's getting better, definitely. I am liking it more than I was. I still feel like it's very directionless. Like they're just wandering around this forest and Aurora's learning how to like conquer her fears. And it just feels like they're not really working towards anything, you know? They don't really have any plan. And I wish that they had found out something. Like if she had read a book or something where it's like, I don't know, this is how you get out of a dream world. That sounds ridiculous. Maybe she overheard Maleficent saying something. Something that gave her a reason as to why she's just walking through this forest. Because right now it just feels like they're just so directionless that it almost just feels like there isn't really a story to be told. I do like the conversation she's been having with Philip, where she's like, you lied to me, you didn't tell me you were a prince, you didn't tell me anything. And then she found out that he was in love with her because she like danced around in a forest and was so pretty. And she was like, you can't base love off of that. And so I think they're having really good conversations, the two of them. That set them up better for a better relationship than like the movie did, for sure. I am liking Aurora as a main character. It's just the story that's really lackluster for me. But I am gonna jump in the shower and then I'm gonna finish this up and I will let you know my final thoughts. All right, it is a bit later. I haven't updated you. I finished it earlier, but then I just kind of hung out until I had to go to the bathroom and came in here. But I finished Once Upon a Dream and it was okay. The last 100 pages had the plot. Like literally I updated you, took a shower, sat down, and the plot started. And I was just like, okay, here we go. And it was okay. It was interesting. The last 100 pages were interesting. I just think it should have been shorter because there was so many unnecessary scenes. Like it didn't make it feel like Aurora's and Philip's relationship progressed at like a more reasonable rate. Like literally I don't think it really added anything to it. So it just was too long. It was only 440 pages. So it's just, these are very much based on the Disney movies. And that's okay, because that's literally what they are. That's what they're marketed as. I am totally okay with that. But because of that, it's very insta everything. Insta love, insta character development, insta plot, like very easily wrapped up. So I just don't think they need to be that long. And like, I feel like there's a good mix in the series of like longer and shorter books. It's just, this is definitely one of the longer ones, I believe. Maybe not, because 440 pages is not that long, and I'm about to start As Old as Time, and that one's definitely longer, and I'm nervous. I remember trying to read this because I own it as a Nook book because it was like a deal, and I DNF'd it very quickly. And I don't know. I don't really remember why, but I'm very nervous about it. I feel like I'm not gonna like it. So we'll see. And yeah, something about like her mom being the one to curse the beast. I don't know, but I am intrigued. Like that intrigues me. I just for some reason didn't like it the first time. But hopefully now that I've read other books of this, and I think at that time I didn't realize like what the twisted tales were. So like now that I know what it is, I think I kind of know more what to expect. Also, I forgot to mention trigger warnings for attempted suicide and thoughts of suicide. Who would have thought, right? Like, holy crap. And this is in the past. Like, you don't see it happen. Like, it's referenced. And that's, like, insane. I could not believe that this had that. There's also swearing in this. I'm like, what age demographic is this targeted towards? Like, at least A Whole New World, like, it felt like, you know, like, maybe not like 8-year-olds, but you know, like younger audiences could read it. This one, not so much. There's a lot of swearing and suicide. So, like, yeah, like it was Aurora. Okay, spoilers because I think you should know. Like Aurora purposefully pricks her finger because she was like, I wanted to either die or just sleep forever. She's like, that sounded nice. And it was because of a boy, because she didn't think she'd ever be with Philip again, which is just like disgusting. But yeah, so she did it on purpose thinking she was going to die and like being okay with that. So yeah, kind of whack. And that was unexpected in a lot of ways. But yeah, so if you ever want to read it, just keep that in mind for sure. But tomorrow I am going to start Tale as Old as Time, or As Old as Time, whatever it's called. I do believe that's also by Liz Braswell. I think the extra authors being brought in starts with Mulan, which is next, or Reflection, which is after As Old as Time. So I'm getting the two that I'm really nervous about, like, out of the way pretty fast, back to back, which I don't know how that's going to work, because that's a little nerve-wracking to me, but we shall see. Anyways, I'm going to go to bed, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Hi guys, it is 12:40 on Thursday morning, I guess, and I am 240 pages through As Old as Time, and it's actually okay. It's better the second time around. It's definitely the one that is following the storyline the closest, where Belle realized her mom is the one that enchanted the beast, and she's trying to help him break the spell because she accidentally destroys the rose. So like that whole storyline was kind of like, it didn't work. For the first part, we did get like her mom's storyline, like, and her dad, like meeting and then through to cursing the prince, which I thought was really interesting. And yeah, so I am just under halfway. Like, I think I've got like 3 pages to be like halfway, and I flew through that. I literally like didn't read anything today, and then I sat down and just read the 240 pages. So I just like flew through it. Yeah, I'm enjoying it more than I thought I was going to, honestly, because the last time I tried it, I did not like it. But I think it's because I didn't know what to expect. I didn't really know what I had picked up. And so I think it really threw me off that, like, the Belle storyline was, like, so similar to the movie. And then it just kind of, like, I don't know. But I am definitely liking it more the second time around. But I am interested to see where it goes from here. And I will talk to you all tomorrow once I have probably either made a lot more progress or I finished it. But I'm tired and it's 12:40, so I'm gonna go to bed. Hi everyone, it is Thursday and it is almost the end of my lunch break, but I wanted to say that I got through another 100 pages As Old as Time. So I am 340 pages into it. The plot is definitely picking up, but I'm just, I don't know, it doesn't feel like, I don't know, like I'm trying to see like what's really that different with like her mom being the enchantress. And like there's some things, but it just doesn't feel like a necessary plot point. Like I feel like everything else could have happened just as easily without that having been the case. So I'm just kind of like, we'll see. Unless it turns out she has magic and that's how she's going to cure the beast, like fix him and like all of his employees. If that's the case, then okay, but I'm just like having a hard time understanding like why this is the route that Liz Braswell decided to go down. And like I understand like that's an interesting idea of like what if like the enchantress was Belle's mom, but like why is this the plot? Because honestly, not much has changed. So I've got 146 pages left. So we'll see how this goes. It is so nice out. It's a beautiful day. I'm literally wearing a tank top and shorts. Mostly because like all of my stuff is in the washer, but it's still like, it's crazy that I can sit here in a tank top and shorts and be like completely content with like the weather. So it's pretty awesome. But I am about to go back to work, so I will talk to you all once I have finished As Old as Time. I also wanted to show you, I am using the Beauty and the Beast bookmark that came in the Beauty and the Beast themed fairy loot like a few Februaries ago, where A Curse So Dark and Lonely was the book, and so it just worked out so perfectly. I'm angry at myself though, because I forgot the bell candle that I have at my dad's house, so I can't like light it and like smell it while I read this. Anyways, I've got to go. I'll talk to you all later. Hi guys. So I'm recording this a couple days past Becca's Bookoplathon, and that is because my camera battery died. And I started filming on my phone and the footage like isn't working. The voice part of it, the sound part of it is coming through, but the visual is not. And thankfully it's just for one book because my mom was coming into town and my camera charger was at her house and she brought it with her, so I was able to get it, charge my battery, everything was fine except for one book. Now I'm just gonna go over and pretend as if I'm reading it right now and just give you kind of thoughts and my reactions. Reflection by Elizabeth Lim. This is a twisted tale, and it's as if Mulan had to go to the underworld to save Shang. Now this was like, I was nervous about this one. I thought, I don't know, I thought that it like didn't really go with like the movie. I wasn't quite sure like why they were doing this, but I actually ended up quite enjoying it. And it was when, in the movie, when Mulan is hurt by the bad guy, whatever that guy's name was, Shang instead took the sword, like the sword wound, instead of her. But I guess it was a lot more dire and he ends up basically dying. And Mulan is told by his dad's spirit and his family, like animal, like, you know, Mulan has Mushu, well, Shang and his family has this lion, and she has to go to the underworld to save him. Now, this was actually really fun. I had a blast. I really liked Mulan and Shang, and I was worried that like she was gonna spend most of the time in the underworld trying to find him. She actually finds him pretty fast, and the rest of the story is them trying to get out. And I liked their dynamic. I thought that this went really well, and it didn't feel like, you know, Disney movies, they do have a reputation of being very insta-lovey, and this just kind of really expanded their relationship, and it really felt like they were friends before they fell in love, and it was really enjoyable. Couple things that annoyed me. One, like Shang is like dying, and the guy who's like the emperor's like scribe or whatever like refuses to like let him like come along, and Mulan's like, fine, I'll take care of him, you don't have to wait for me, like, but I'm not just leaving him here. But that doesn't make sense with the movie, because they, when Mulan was hurt, they stopped and they healed her. Even when they figured out she was a woman, they still like took care of her. So the fact that he was just willing to just like leave Shang did not track. And I thought that that would never actually happen, like in this movie's canon. Like, I'm like, there's no way that they would just leave him when they took care of Mulan in the movie, even after they found out she was a woman. And it just like, I was kind of like, okay, like that doesn't actually make sense. Then Elizabeth Lim, who's the author of Spin the Dawn, used her favorite plot device, which is one of my least favorite plot devices, and she uses it twice. And she did the same thing in Spin the Dawn, and was actually one of the reasons why I ended up DNFing it. And this is where our main character like knows they're about to go through this like mental trial, and they go in knowing that this isn't going to be real, and yet they let it totally influence them, and like they totally react to it. So this is like where she meets this woman who's like the goddess of forgetting, kind of like she's this creature who's known to like kind of make you forget everything and then like take over. and she like drinks this tea and knows that she's about to go through this trial, but she still lets it totally influence her. And the same thing happens later where she actively is like, nope, I've got to do this. This is the only way we can leave the underworld. And like, she's like, nope, this isn't real. This isn't real. This isn't real. And then like Shang shows up looking like his ghost version. She's like, oh my God, it's real. And I'm like, they could literally make you see anything. Of course they're gonna make it look like Shang looks like his ghost version. Like, I just feel like she was so stupid. I can't stand this plot device because I can't help but just be like, you're so stupid. Like, come on, like, you know this is fake. Why are you letting this control you? And maybe it's me having been emotionally manipulated since I was like a little kid, but like, you know, when they're like, oh my God, you suck. And she's like, ah, I'm like, okay, like, get over it. Like, come on, like, stop. One, you know this is fake. Two, like, who cares if your dad says you suck? Like, get over yourself, pull up your big girl panties, and get through the friggin' thing. Like, I just can't stand it. I hate this plot device so much because I just think they're being so stupid and I just get so angry with them. I'm like, come on, you know this is fake, you know it is. And then just like, I don't know, the emotional toll that like they get from their parents being like, you're a disappointment, is like, okay, like, calm down. Like, wow, you really live in an idyllic world if people have never told you you're a disappointment, which, you know, who knows, that might be speaking to some childhood trauma that I haven't addressed in my life, but you know, I just like can't get into it. I hate it so much. It drives me crazy. And she used it twice, which I hated even more. But honestly, I still enjoyed it because I think I like Mulan as a main character. I think she wrote her really well. I liked Shang. I liked the story. So it took, usually like this plot device took books from like a 4 to a 3, a 3 to a 2, a 3 to a DNF in the case of Spin the Dawn. Like, usually it affects my rating so heavily, but in this case, it just took it from a 4.25 to a 4 because I just liked the story overall. And I did like, even though I hate the plot device, how between the 2 times it happened, Mulan showed such significant growth and her character development really like shined through this second time she was in this scenario because it showed how much she like grew to believe in herself and how strong she'd become. So I ended up actually like really enjoying it. And even though I don't like the plot device and I still just don't think it's really a necessary thing, I think my biggest problem also in books is that it just feels like, I don't know, like nothing really, I don't know, I just never think it's like necessary. I'm reading it and I'm just like, why are you doing this? Like, this shouldn't have to happen. And usually I don't think anything comes of it. But the second time it almost made sense like why it was part of the story, and it did show like a lot of growth in Mulan that, you know, I could kind of get behind it. I wasn't into it, I don't like it, but I could understand like why it was a plot device in this book. So overall, I did actually really enjoy it. I had a good time. I really liked reading it. I flew through it. It was like 400 pages and I finished it in like 2.5 hours. I really liked it, and so far it is my favorite of the Twisted Tales, which is surprising because I thought it was gonna be my least favorite. So plot twist. All right, hi everyone. It is Sunday, March 21st, and I took a bit of a break to participate in Becca's Bookathon, but I did read Reflection during that time, which you just saw the footage for. But now I have finished 8 books this weekend, a little insane, and the next book I'm picking up is Part of Your World by Liz Braswell. This is a reread for me, and this is The Little Mermaid, and it is What If Ariel Had Never Defeated Ursula. So Ariel is the queen of the ocean, and she is like sent back to Earth to try and defeat Ursula because I feel like she's like killing the oceans or something. I can't remember now. I read it last year, so I mean like literally like a year ago. I read it in March, so like this should be more my brain. Like I remember specific scenes, I just can't remember like why she was sent to Earth in the first place, or the second place, I guess, like why she was sent back. But I did really enjoy this, so I am excited to pick it up again. It's 475 pages, so I'm gonna try and just give myself 2 days to read this. Being Monday and Tuesday, I don't think I'm gonna read any more today. I'm pretty read out for the day, I think, but I thought I would just start talking about this book now because my dad isn't in the house. So if I do start it later, I can just give you an update before going to bed. But I'm gonna go to the gym and I will probably most likely just talk to you all tomorrow. Hi everyone, it is 10:37 on Monday and I am 133 pages into Part of Your World, and I flew through those 135 pages in like 37 minutes. I read that much, so yeah, flying through it. And I remember now why Ariel had to go to Earth. It's because she heard rumors that Ursula, Princess Vanessa, was keeping her dad hostage, and so she has to go see if her dad's really alive. And I'm enjoying it. Yeah, flew through those 133 pages like no one's business. So I only have about 100 pages to go to reach halfway. And yeah, so that's really all I've got, honestly. Not a lot has happened, like plot-wise. She is back on Earth. And then, I don't know, I guess I'm a little confused as to why, like, so her father's trident, I guess her trident now, can like give her legs. I'm like, why can't it give you a voice? Like, even if it's not really her voice. Like, I don't know, because I mean it's interesting representation, mute representation, because she uses sign language, and so does like everyone around her underwater. But I'm like, why don't you just give yourself a new voice? I wish that that was explained, because that's my problem with like all powerful objects, where it's like if they can do anything, like why are there limitations? But yeah, so that's about all I've got right now, and I will talk to you once I've hit halfway. All right, it's midnight and I am 245 pages into Part of Your World, so just over halfway through. And it's good. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's very fast paced. It's flying by. The plot is fine. I'm not liking it as much as the first time around. I don't really know why, but it's just feeling like, I don't know. Maybe just because I'm tired, so I'm kind of skimming, and I've already read it, so I'm just kind of like not focusing as much as I have with the past books. But overall, I am enjoying it. I am excited to see what happens next. I can't remember a lot of the little details, so I can't really remember like all that happened. So I am excited to see what happens next. But I'm gonna go to bed. I'm so tired, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Hi everyone, it is 10:45 on Tuesday, and I have 100 pages to go of Part of Your World, or 104 pages. I'm on page 372, and it's okay. It's definitely worse than I remember, but not like bad. It's just, I don't know where to put it in the grand scheme of things, because honestly I'm getting a little bored. I know there's like some sort of plan, but I still am like not quite sure what, but I'm assuming that in the last 100 pages the plan is gonna really come into fruition. I honestly can't remember much of like what happens in the book, so like this reread is not like, it feels like I'm almost reading it for the first time. But yeah, so couple things. One thing really confuses me about Eric's parents, because I thought that they were dead or like not mentally stable or something, because like they're out of the picture. But it just turns out that they don't like to involve themselves in their children's like territories. But I feel like if they knew that their son was like taking part of their country to war, they'd be a little bit more concerned. And then like hearing rumors of like this woman like controlling the country, I feel like they'd be way more involved than they are. Like, I don't know, I feel like it's definitely the most unrealistic part of this whole thing, is the fact that his parents obviously just don't care about anything that's happening, but it just doesn't feel like that actually happened. Then something else annoyed me and I can't remember. So here we are. Oh, Ariel's sisters. It's like I mean, in punishment of losing their father, they made her become queen. And like, I get that, but then also like when she says she's gonna try to go get their dad back, they're like angry at her for not being under the sea to rule. And it's like, they're like, oh my god, no one's ruling. It's like, well, how about one of you step up to the plate? Like, you're all princesses, you're all royals, like, come on. Ariel's the youngest, like, you're all older than her. And then also like, along those lines, like, who was going to be the ruler? Like, who was Triton's heir before Ariel, like, was appointed it? Like, you know, I'm just a little confused about that whole part of things. Not really confused, just like wondering. I am so tired. I'm like, I don't know why, I'm so tired. I fell asleep and took like an hour-long nap, and this is the first time in a long time I've like accidentally fallen asleep. Like, usually I, you know, make the decision to go to sleep, at least not like, I mean, you know, if I accidentally like forget to hit my snooze alarm and go to sleep, like I'm not counting like that sort of thing. But I was like reading, and then I just like fell asleep from 6 till 7, and I was just like so confused when I woke up. I was like, what? So I'm just like, my mind is like a little foggy and a little like, there's like a little bit of like an ache. So I'm gonna finish this and then definitely go to bed, but I'll talk to you later. All right, it's 11:17 and I just finished Part of Your World. It was okay. I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. And I don't know, something about the Liz Braswell ones, except A Whole New World, feel like for some reason the climax is very disconnected from the rest of the story. It just doesn't feel like the moment that these books are building up to, and then it just like happens, and then it's just like done. And it feels weird, and I don't know. It just kind of feels anticlimactic. Now, the Whole New World one definitely made sense, and then Reflection made a lot of sense, but that was by a different author. But the rest of them have really just kind of felt like, okay, you know, everything's wrapped up in one scene and they all live happily ever after, which I know it's a Disney, they're based on these Disney movies and they're supposed to like follow them pretty loyally, you know, so I get that, I do. It just feels like they could work for it a little more. But anyways, so I am lowering my rating. I had it at a 4 originally. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. It was good, it was fun, but yeah, that climax did kind of not ruin it, but lower the rating for me. But I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna start Mirror Mirror tomorrow. I'm gonna try and read it in one day, but we shall see. Good night. Hi guys, it is Thursday night and I just finished Mirror Mirror by Jen Kalonita. And I actually really enjoyed it. I read it all today because I didn't read anything yesterday, and it surprised me. I'm gonna give it a 3.75 out of 5 stars. I feel like the beginning was really good and I liked most of it, but the last like 100 pages definitely felt rushed. And our main like tagline is, what if the evil queen poisoned the prince? That happened in the last 30 pages. So like barely happened. Didn't feel like much of a plot device actually. Okay, my angle changed because I was kneeling and my knees hurt, so here I am. I am in the bathroom, yes. That is because my dog is asleep on my bed and I don't want to wake her and disturb her. So here I am. But yeah, so I did like it. This definitely feels like the most insta-lovey out of all of them so far, for sure. But I was able to use my Evil Queen bookmark, so that was really exciting. And overall, I did enjoy it. So I am gonna give it a 3.75 out of 5 stars. So far, I think it's my second favorite. It did follow the similar like structure as A Whole New World and As Old as Time, where like you kind of feel like you're reading the movie. It's just there's some alterations where like Once Upon a Dream or Upon a Dream and Reflection are like, and Part of Your World are like totally different. It's like, you know, it totally takes on a whole new story, a whole new life of its own, while these 3 books feel like they're following the movie format, just with like some twists. So yeah, overall I liked it. I did like, we got like past timelines of the Evil Queen before she was the Evil Queen, and I really did like that. I think it made you not totally sympathize with her, but like kind of make her feel more human and more of an understandable villain. So I did overall really enjoy it. I'm gonna go to bed. It's like 11:30 on Thursday. And then next I'm starting, okay, for like the American version, it's called Conceal Don't Feel. The British version or the UK version is Let It Go. But it is the Frozen adaptation, and it is What If like Anna and Elsa Never Met. Now, I don't know if that means that they're sisters and like Elsa's parents like hid her away even since Anna was like born, or if like they don't have the same parents, or if the parents like gave up Elsa. Like I'm not sure, so we'll see. But I'm gonna go to bed and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Hi everyone, it is 10:30 on Friday and I'm 115 pages into Let It Go. I am not liking it. So this is if the queen and king gave Anna up and they made both of the sisters forget that the other one existed, and like there's this curse. So Elsa like didn't know about her powers until they died, and all of a sudden like her powers came back, which is a little ridiculous, honestly. And I just have a lot of issues with it. So issue number 1 was that, where like, why didn't she have her powers until they died? Like, why is it tied to that? Wasn't explained. I don't even think that's actually supposed to be what it was, but that's all I can picture. Issue 2, I hate when the plot device is used where like they're like, I made a vow, I cannot break that vow, even when the person's dead. Like, I DNF'd Queen of the Tierling for this, and it's like Anna's adoptive parents are like, we made a vow to the queen not to tell Anna that she's a princess. I'm like, well, the queen's dead, so are you just never gonna tell Anna the truth? And they literally discuss it right in front of her and like almost tell her, and Anna's just like okay with them not telling her. And I'm like, okay, like she was literally like, is this about my birth parents? They were like, yes. She was like, if you don't want to tell me, that's okay. And I'm like, you're an idiot. And I just like, I can't stand it, especially because they're dead. Like, you made this vow, so now who's gonna tell you like that you're released from your vow? Like, they keep being like, it's not our place. We weren't told that we were released from our vow. And it's like, well, they were dead. They're dead. So that kind of releases you from your vow. And I just don't like it. The writing is very amateur. The characters are just like bland. They're all so bland. And it just like feels so rushed. Like, our first couple chapters happen and then it's like 3 years later. And then like, I don't know, all this stuff is just like kind of like really not good. And it's just like, I don't know, I just don't like it. And then like there's this hope chest that like Elsa is given by her parents, and her dad's like, this will help you when we're gone. And then she like finds a different one with like A on it, which is obviously for Anna. And like she remembers that box for like 3 years or whatever. And then all of a sudden like she re-finds her lockbox and she's like, I forgot about this. Like, you forgot about your own lockbox when you've been like fixated on Anna's lockbox this whole time. Like, really, you forgot about it? That's like a total joke. And I don't know. And then like she just found this like old family portrait that has Anna in it. As she touched it, she was like, I remember. And I'm not into this at all. So I think Elsa's now gonna go like find Anna. I think that's what it is. Elsa must take a harrowing journey across her icy kingdom to undo a terrible curse. Find the missing princess of Arendelle. It's like just very average. It's not very good. I'm not really enjoying it, but I have like 200 pages left, so probably gonna bang those out and then I'll talk to you. Honestly, if I wasn't doing this challenge, I probably would not be finishing this because I find it very dull and just not good. And I'm just like, not really liking it. But I'll talk to you all probably once I finish, because honestly, I don't think I'm gonna have much to update you on until then. Okay, I'm halfway through and I just can't do it. I don't know why this book is not vibing with me, but I'm just not liking it at all. So I am going to kind of DNF it. So if I read more than 50% of a book, I count it, because that is still a lot of work put through. I read 160 pages. So I still count it as a book I've read, even if I technically don't finish it. Anything under than like either 50% for some books or like over 100 pages for some books, I count it. So I'm gonna give it a 1. I don't know why I don't like it so much. It's just like all the characters are so bland and annoying, and the plots just, I don't know, like very mediocre. And this is so surprising because this is the same author as Mirror Mirror, and I actually really liked Mirror Mirror, so I was excited for this because I thought I'd enjoy it. Didn't. I'm just done. I'm really not in the mood for this. Next book I'm reading is So This Is Love, which is the Cinderella retelling, which I think is like if Cinderella didn't have the other glass slipper, or if like she wasn't able to like present it, so the print, like she doesn't get with the prince. I'm intrigued. I'm excited. I feel like I've read this sort of synopsis before, whatever, like where she doesn't end up with him and then like she ends up like getting with him like anyways, like Cinderella 3 basically. which when I was younger, I loved that movie. So yeah, so I'm excited. I'm going to read that this weekend, and my plan is definitely to finish it this weekend, because then the two next books are longer, Straight Till Morning and Unbirthday. They're like almost, Straight Till Morning's almost 500 pages. Unbirthday is over 500 pages. So I'm gonna give myself 3 days each to read those. That'll be the 29th through the 31st for Straight On Till Morning, the 1st through the 3rd for Unbirthday, and then all I'll have is Go the Distance, which I'll be able to do like the April 4th and 5th when it comes out on the 6th, and I'm hoping to have this edited and uploaded on the 6th for so that, like, you know, it all works out like perfectly. Like, what am I saying? It would just be like a perfect time for this vlog to come out. I thought I wasn't gonna be able to finish it before the due date, because the expiration date on NetGalley is the same day it comes out. So I thought I was gonna have to read it earlier, and so it wouldn't like follow, like this vlog wouldn't be actually reading like 1 through 11 in that order. So I'm really excited about how this is like this, like timed perfectly. This worked out so perfectly, and I am so happy about it. So yes, I'm giving myself 2 days to read So This Is Love, because it is longer than Let It Go. If I enjoyed Let It Go, I'd be flying through and I'd finish it tonight, no problem. I just don't want to. I don't like it. I can't get through it. So 1 star, not good. And I'll talk to you all tomorrow once I've started So This Is Love. Hi everyone, it is almost midnight on Saturday, and I'm 204 pages into So This Is Love, and I'm actually really enjoying it. So this is if Cinderella never got to prove that she was the princess, or not the princess, but the lady at the ball, and she is basically kicked out of her house and like sold into slavery, but then she's able to escape the slaver, and she meets a seamstress in the castle who gets her a position as the prince's aunt's like attendant. And I really like it. I like Cinderella. I like the Aunt Genevieve. And I was kind of like reading it, and I was like, you know, she could almost be like a play on Guinevere. Like I could see like almost like an Arthurian twisted tale for like Sword in the Stone or something. And her husband's name was Arthur. So like, hello. I thought that was kind of funny. How I was thinking it could be like, you know, we could get a story of her that was Sword in the Stone, and then Arthur was the name of her husband. But overall, I am actually really liking it. Part of the plot is that Cinderella like discovers that there's like a plot against the king and prince, and she helps to uncover it, and she's kind of just starting to get into that. One thing that is kind of annoying, like, is someone just gave her an ultimatum for spying on Genevieve. And I'm like, girl, just go to Genevieve and tell her what happened. Genevieve does not like this person, so she will definitely be on your side. Just like tell her that he's threatening you and like your friend and her family. Like, I think Genevieve would be on board and like understanding and on her side, and would like help her do something about it. Instead, she's like, what do I do? And I'm like, just tell her. Just tell her. It's easy enough, really. It's really easy enough to just tell her. And so that's kind of annoying me, but I'm hoping that that is resolved quickly. I am excited to see where this goes. I love, the best part about these books is that they're all standalones. So I know it's going to be resolved in the next 207 pages. And I'm really enjoying it. Yeah. Something about Elizabeth Lim is killing it in these twisted tales. I loved Reflection. I'm really enjoying this. And I'm really excited to see where this goes. I'm hoping we get more time of her and Charles, who's the prince, because what I've enjoyed about these twisted tales is a lot of them take what like the romances that always feel so insta-lovey in the movies and kind of draws them out so that we get more on board with the romance before it like becomes a romance. And I thought like with her like working in the palace, that would like lend itself really well. And they've met once in the palace, and I'm like, give us more, please. But anyways, we will see. And I feel like I had something else to say, and I can't remember. Yeah, can't remember. So I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Good night. Hi guys, it is Sunday. It's like 2. 14 and I am 315 pages into So This Is Love. It's 411, so I just have 100 pages left. I'm enjoying it for sure. I'm excited to see what happens. I feel like this is something that could have spanned multiple novels, and I'm just like really happy it's just a standalone because I'm not really in the mood for a series right now, so it's nice to just be able to read this and know what's gonna wrap up and everything. The prince knows who she is, and I kind of wish it had been like he met her under different circumstances and they like got a friendship and like fell in love, and then he found out she was the girl with the slipper, because I feel like it just would have felt so much more natural. But instead they host another ball. It's a masquerade ball, and he meets her again, and then he recognizes her the next time he sees her as like a servant, and I just wish it hadn't worked that way. Just because I kind of wanted it to be where they realized like that they could get along outside of that context, and like they grew to like feel things for each other, and then he found out, oh my god, you're the girl I've been looking for this whole time, and it like worked out perfectly. Instead of him figuring out she's the girl before realizing he has feelings for like Cinderella herself. And now it's just all happening very fast, like very fast. So it just kind of, this one definitely feels like the most insta-lovey maybe out of all of them, just because like now they're already like all in and stuff, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. It's been productive. I filmed my April TBR, which is really great. I'm not gonna have a vlog go up this week because the vlog is my secret TBR, and so I still have 3 more books to read. But yeah, so I filmed that. I'm feeling really good about it. I don't know what else I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna sit down and finish this now, and I will talk to you once I'm done. All right, it is 3:30 and I just finished So This Is Love, and I enjoyed it. By the end, it was feeling like it was running on a little bit. There was this big villain monologue where he told all of his plans, which is just like, come on, no one would ever actually tell all their plans to a person, even like if they thought that they were like had won. Like I don't know, I don't think they would ever do that, and it's always like that. Now I did have issues with, I think maybe, I don't know, because I've read so many of these recently, I'm just like kind of sick of like the parents being just idiots and fools and always doing the wrong thing. And I know like Disney makes it seem like they do, but a lot of times you kind of like look at it when you're older and you're like, well yeah, of course they are like strict or whatever, because like the kids are 16, aka like the Little Mermaid. But you know, like these books are just like, some of these people are just ridiculously stupid. The king in So This Is Love, the Sultan in A Whole New World, like Eric's parents in Part of Your World, like, you know, some of these people, it's just like, even like Aurora's parents in Upon a Dream, like they just, I don't know, they're just all useless and stupid, and I'm just like a little sick of it. So I am happy that the rest of the books, basically parents aren't involved. You know, so the next one that I'm reading is Straight On Till Morning, which I was really excited about until I realized that Hook is like still the bad guy. So Wendy, it's what if Wendy went to Neverland with Captain Hook, but I thought maybe like Peter Pan was actually going to be the villain, you know, like Once Upon a Time, and like I'm still not sure if it's canon or not that like Peter Pan is actually like the bad guy of like the book, but I know like a lot of people think so. And so I just like, I thought Captain Hook was actually gonna be the good guy, but he's not. It's like Wendy is part of his crew and realizes he's bad and works with Tinkerbell to save Peter Pan and Neverland. So not exactly what I was hoping for, but that's okay. It is 488 pages. So I am giving myself 3 days to read this, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So yeah, and basically, which means the rest of March. I'm gonna finish on the last day of March. I'm excited, and I hope that I will enjoy this. But now I'm just gonna relax. I might read some of it today, we'll see. But for right now, I'm just gonna relax, hang out, and I probably won't actually talk to you until tomorrow. Oh, but So This Is Love, I'm gonna give a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I'm a little bummed. The first half was definitely gunning for like a 4, maybe even higher, but the insta love was more apparent in this than any of the others. And I just kind of like got a little like, okay, like let's get to the point by the end of it. So I'll talk to you probably tomorrow. Hi guys, it is 12:20 on, I guess technically Tuesday, but I'm still counting as Monday, and I am 173 pages into Straight On Till Morning. So I am 10 pages ahead of where I'm supposed to be, so it's all good. I'm enjoying it. Wendy is already away from like the pirates, and I kind of thought that that was going to take a bit longer, and I did enjoy it. I liked how everything happened. I'm liking it so far, honestly. I don't really know what else to say. So Wendy is 16 and she still like makes up stories about Peter Pan and Neverland. And when her parents find out, they decide to like send her to Ireland to like take care of this family. And she kind of like, she's been hiding Peter's shadow. She's had it for like 4 years. Hasn't been hiding it, but like taking care of it. And somehow she like gets it to Hook that she has it. And Hook makes a deal with her that in exchange for the shadow, he'll take her to Neverland and then bring her back home whenever she wants. But what he never said is that he wouldn't let her off the boat. So she escapes and she finds Tinkerbell, and now they have to work together with, I believe, with Peter and the Lost Boys to get his shadow back and to stop Captain Hook. So yeah, 173 pages in, the plot is progressing and it's going well. I feel like it's not going to have to be this long, but we'll see. Yeah, I like Wendy. I like the writing. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. I feel like Liz Braswell all of a sudden, like I really like Unbirthday by her. And I'm enjoying this, but I didn't enjoy like Upon a Dream or As Old as Time as much. So I don't know, something about her writing though, I feel like she stepped up the game. And yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. But I'm gonna go to bed since it is late, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Good night. Hi everyone. Sorry if it's noisy. My dad started the dishwasher. But it's 11 and I am 323 pages into Straight On Till Morning, and overall I'm enjoying it. I do think it does not need to be this long. I am liking we're getting to know Neverland like a lot and really well, and I enjoy that, but it just does not need to be this long. It really doesn't. It feels like it's dragging, and Tink and Wendy are working together to find Peter Pan. He's missing right now. We've met the Lost Boys, we've met the mermaids, we have not met the Indians. And honestly, like I'd give them a different name, but they're not Native Americans, so Native Neverlandians? But like I don't know where Peter Pan comes from. So I think Indian's just like the best word that I can go with right now, until or unless they are named something else later in the book. But one weird thing is that Neverland is sentient, which I think is interesting. Like she like had a conversation with Neverland basically. And I think that's cool, but also like a little weird. And I feel like if it's sentient, it should be able to do like something to like stop Hook or something if it wanted to. And it just doesn't feel like they want to. But another weird thing is Wendy can almost like control what happens. Like she can create, like she can, like by writing like a story, she can like influence Neverland and like what Neverland does. And that's like a little weird because I feel like it gives her like too much power, because she should be able to like influence, I don't know, like I feel like there's not enough logic and rules to that, because if that's the case, then why can't she just like make Peter Pan's shadow be with her instead of Hook? Like if the world can change for her, then why doesn't she change like Hook or like the plot, you know? So a little weird. I'm not a big fan of like that OP power, but we'll see how that factors into things. Overall, I am enjoying it. Wendy's having some good character development. I like the friendship between her and Tink quite a lot. I feel like she's a little naive for 16. Like she's just like ridiculous, like in some ways. She's just like, no, that can't be true because I live in this idyllic middle-class world. And it's just like, girl, like you're 16. And the way that Liz Braswell writes her does feel young. Like I continuously forget she's 16. But overall, yeah, I'm liking it for sure. And I'm excited to see what happens next. But I've got 160, like 6 more pages of this, which I'm gonna finish tomorrow. And yeah, so I'm gonna go to bed and I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Oh my God, ignore this. This just popped up like today, so I'm really happy about that. But I am so excited because something just came in the mail that I have been waiting for 4 months. So I'm gonna flip you around to show you because I am so excited. It's Henry VIII and his 6 wives. Oh my God, and they're magnetic bookmarks. I'm so excited. For those of you who don't know, I am fascinated with like Tudor era and like especially Henry VIII's wives. And I've read books about them. I wrote my senior script thesis on Catherine Parr, his last wife, who's here. And I am so excited. I've literally put off Wolf Hall for like ever so that I could have these to read with it. But what I can also read with them is, let me grab it, My Lady Jane. I want to reread it. And then also Fatal Throne, which I have over on my TBR shelf, which actually I want to show you because I just arranged it by color and I love it. So this isn't all of them, it's almost all of them. I only have 2 more books which are behind them because they're too tall. And so Fatal Throne I can use, and there's Wolf Hall. I feel like there's another one that I just thought about, but I might be just crazy. But I am so pumped. Okay, so obviously this is Henry. This is Jane Seymour because she's blonde. This, I believe, is Catherine Howard. She's one of the beheaded ones. She's one of the ones that he beheaded because I saw a portrait of her and she has her hair back in this short little thing. This, I think, is Anne of Cleves because she has a cross and she's very Presbyterian. Or no, she's very dedicated to like the Church of England. And then this is Catherine Park. She has auburn hair. This is Anne Boleyn because she has the little bee necklace. And then this is Catherine of Aragon. Now this could be Anne of Cleves and this could be Catherine of Aragon, honestly. But those are the only ones that I'm a little confused about because I'm pretty sure I saw a portrait with Catherine Howard and she had this little, like, it's very short headdress. And then, yeah, so that's who I think everyone is. There was not a guide. It didn't say who was who. So that's my guess. But I am so excited. And I think I'm going to use Jane Seymour for Straight On Till Morning. Because, I mean, I only have like 160 pages left. So, like, kind of heartbreaking. But it will work out. Because I think she fits Wendy the best. But anyways, I'll talk to you once I've made some more progress in Straight On Till Morning. All right. It is 11:30 on Wednesday, and I just finished Straight On Till Morning. You know, it was dragging by the end. It did not need to be 488 pages. And then, like, the ending was so anticlimactic. Finding Peter happened, like, randomly. Not a big fan of the end. I really liked the first... So, like, you know, if I could count my days, I liked the first day a lot. Those 160 pages... or 170 pages I really enjoyed. Yesterday's pages were okay, but definitely deteriorating, and today's were definitely the worst. It just like dragged on. It felt just too long and just kind of like they were just wandering. There was like no like tiger lily or anything, which kind of bummed me out. But also like I could maybe understand like why they didn't do that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Not the worst Twisted Tale, but definitely not the best. So tomorrow I start Unbirthday. During my first read of it, I gave a 5 out of 5 stars. So we will see if that rating holds. I do remember just really liking it, and it was reminiscent of Lewis Carroll, like his writing. And so I was really impressed with that. So I am really excited. But I'm gonna go to bed and I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Good night. All right, everyone. It is very late on Friday. It's technically Saturday, but it's like 12:30. So I am 255 pages into Unbirthday. I am excitingly using my Queen of Hearts bookmark, so it's very perfect. And I'm enjoying it just as much as the last time. I totally forgot about like the Earth political storyline in this, which is interesting. It's like very much a B storyline, but I am intrigued to see what happens with Wonderland. I remember reading this the first time and wondering who Mary Ann was, and then I feel like she was brought up in the books, but now I can't remember again. Mary Ann is like this character that they're trying to find because they think she'll like fix everything or save the day. So yeah, I'm liking Alice. I'm liking our characters. The character development is good, especially if you think of it as character development between like Alice in Wonderland and Unbirthday, where this is more of like a sequel almost to Alice in Wonderland. And it's going well. I flew through the first 125 pages in like 30 minutes. And I don't know why it took me so much longer to read the last 125 pages. I was kind of having a hard time focusing. I need to stop reading all my pages at night. Like, I'm tired. I want to go to sleep. But I wanted to get to the 250 page mark. And I was even like, it was dead at work today. I don't know why I didn't read. I just did other stuff. And so I should have read, because now I'm just exhausted, and by the end I was not really able to focus. So I'm gonna go to bed, but I'm planning on finishing this tomorrow on Saturday, and hopefully I will manage my time better and I'll be able to read this throughout the day so I'm more focused. But that's a problem for tomorrow, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Hi guys, so it is Saturday and I just finished Unbirthday. It's 5. I read like 150 earlier, then we went cross-country skiing, and then I finished the last 100 pages. And I just really liked it. Again, so far this is for sure my favorite in the series. I don't know if Go the Distance will top it. I just really love the Wonderland plotline. I also liked the London plotline, where it's like a local mayorship and everything, and they're combating like xenophobia. And Alice was such a great main character, and I think Liz Braswell just did a phenomenal job emulating Lewis Carroll's writing for the Wonderland portion. And yeah, just really liked it. I've also uploaded all of my footage to iMovie, and I need to edit it. So I think that's what I'm gonna do for the rest of my day. And then I'm gonna try and read, it's like start and finish Go the Distance tomorrow. It's a Sunday, right? Perfect day to like start and finish a book. I know Go the Distance is only like 300 something pages, I'm pretty sure, so I should be able to do it. I obviously got some sun today, even though I put sunscreen on. It obviously didn't like totally work, but that's okay. But yeah, so far so I enjoyed this. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars again. It's probably more like a 4.75, but on Goodreads, it's a 5. This one is my favorite by far. So if you're looking to read only one of the Twisted Tales, I highly suggest this one. But I am going to edit my vlog and try and start and finish Go the Distance tomorrow. So I probably will not be chatting with you until tomorrow, but 5 out of 5 stars for Unbirthday. All right, it is almost 1 on Sunday, and I am 38% into Go the Distance. So this is Zeus wants Hercules to be a god, and Hercules wants to be with Meg, but Zeus like won't let it happen. So Hera gives Meg this quest that if she completes it in 10 days, she'll become a god. And it includes finding Athena's harp or flute or something. And then she also has to go to the underworld to save the woman that like the guy that she got in the bargain with Hades over left her for. And so I've gotten to the point where Athena has given her that part of the challenge, and her and Phil, the satyr, and Pegasus have to go to the underworld to get Katerina. It's good. It's very fast. Definitely not going to be my favorite. It's good. It's just very simple. I do like the Greek mythology aspect, of course, but that's about all it has going for it. And Meg's cool. Meg's good, but it's just kind of just happening. I'm 125 pages into it out of 338, so I am making good progress. I am going to be going cross-country skiing. It's beautiful out, and then I'll probably be finishing it once I get home. I was able to edit the entire vlog last night. I couldn't believe it. I just sat down and just edited the whole thing. Yeah, I'm really excited for you all to see this. It is over an hour, which I knew it was going to be, but it's not as far over an hour as I thought it was going to be, so pretty pumped about that. All right, everyone, I have finished Go the Distance. It's done. I have finished all of the books that are out. Can't believe it. Cannot believe it. It's been a time. It's been a while. I read almost all of them directly in a row. I took a break. Well, I still read Reflection during the Becca's 48-hour bookoplathon, but I read more books in between. It was a lot, and I can't believe I finished this before Go the Distance even came out, which I'm so happy about. If you are watching this on the day that it comes out, then Go the Distance does come out April 6th, which is the day that this vlog is going up. So please make sure to go and buy it because I actually really liked it. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 stars. It was really fun, really fast-paced. Meg is a great main character. I wish it was longer. It's 336 pages and it could have been so much longer and still so great because Meg is like on this quest. So she like faces like Greek mythological like beasts, and I wish that she could, or monsters. I wish she could like experience more of them and kind of like, you know, actually like it just all happened so easily. And of course it did. I know it's a Disney like book, but Unbirthday was like 505 pages, so this could have been so much longer and like given her time to either face more creatures or like have like real like scenes of strife and issues and fighting and like actual low points, and it was just, so it was fast. So that's why I didn't give it a higher rating, because honestly I think it could have been so much longer and it would have been a lot better. But overall I did really like it. So I think, well, I am going to compile my list, kind of have my ratings and rate them. And then tomorrow, once I have all the books together, I will give you my final ranking. But I think this is gonna be second or third, but next clip will be the official ranking, which will be tomorrow for me. So I will see you tomorrow. All right, everyone, it is Tuesday, the day that this is going to go up, and I am finally here to wrap it all up. I can't believe I'm done. It's very exciting. So I thought just to end things, I would just do my final ranking. So I will post a picture right now of my original, what I thought my ranking was going to be. All right, so here is the real ranking. So in last place will come as no surprise, and that is Let It Go, because I DNF'd it. I did end up giving it a 2 out of 5 stars. I originally said a 1, but like I didn't like violently hate it with all of my being. So I guess a 2 will just have to do. Again, really didn't like this. I thought it was just very boring, very bland, and I just really didn't want to read it. All right, and then number 10 in my ranking is As Old as Time. I just, you know, the longer that I went on, I just found this more and more unremarkable. I thought the plot was very average, and her mom being the enchantress really added almost nothing to the story, and it ended up being pretty much like a moot point. It didn't feel any different than the movie. So overall, like in comparison to the others that had more major differences, I just found this very average. And I ended up giving it a 3 out of 5 stars. All right, the next one came as probably one of the most surprising, but definitely the most disappointing, and that was Straight On Till Morning being my 9th. I wanted to love this, especially because I thought, like, I should have read the back, yes, but I thought, like, it was gonna end up that Hook was the good guy, and I am a sucker for that plot line. It happens often, and I enjoy it. So that's what I thought this was gonna be, but it's really just Wendy is taken to Neverland the second time by Hook, almost kind of like her daughter in Peter Pan 2. And she finds out, oh, Hook's actually the bad guy. And so she like leaves him and works with Tinkerbell to get Peter Pan's shadow back. And it just kind of, it was just way too long. It did not need to be this long. I did like the delve into Neverland, but honestly, just, it was just very average. So I ended up giving this a 3.25 out of 5 stars. All right, the next one, number 8, is A Whole New World, and this was good, but it was very fast. I feel like it could have been a little bit longer, and it just, I mean, it was a solid first book for sure, and I did enjoy it, and it got me excited to continue the series, but overall, compared to some of the others, it just wasn't as strong, so I ended up giving it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Number 6 is Part of Your World, which was very surprising, especially because I loved this the first time around, but the second time I read it, I realized it is definitely not as strong as some of the other contenders. I did like Ariel in this. It's just some of the things that happened didn't really make sense, and then when I was like reading it and realized like that Eric's parents were still alive, I was like, well then this, like none of this would have actually happened. His parents are queen and king. Like they would have stepped in for sure. So overall, it just kind of lowered my rating, and it was fine. The insta-love, it did feel pretty insta-lovey. So I ended up giving this a 3.5 out of 5 stars. All right, in the 5th spot is Mirror Mirror, and this one definitely surpassed my expectations. I enjoyed this. There was, I mean, the insta-love was pretty fierce, true, but I did enjoy it. I liked Snow White. I liked the dwarf. dwarves, and it was just like a fun, good time. The tagline being, what if the evil queen poisoned the prince, was pretty ridiculous because that happened in the last 30 pages and it was wrapped up very easily. But overall, I just thought it was a fun, fast-paced story, and I thought the writing was good. So I gave this a 3.75 out of 5 stars. All right, number 4 was So This Is Love. I actually really liked this. It was just the second half that kind of deteriorated for me. The insta-love was insane. I had hoped that this was gonna be like she was working in the palace and her and the prince were going to like meet, and he wasn't gonna realize it was her, and so they were gonna start like working together and getting feelings, and then he was gonna realize that it was her, and he was like, oh my gosh, I've been searching for you the whole time, it's perfect. But they like interact twice outside of, no, they interact once outside of balls, and then like he realizes it's her and they immediately fall in love. So I really thought the first half, I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. They're gonna meet and they're gonna like become friends and work together and fall in love, and then he's gonna realize she's the one he's been looking for. I was gonna be so behind that. I was gonna be so into that, but that is not what happened. So it just made it feel so insta-lovey. So, but overall, I did really like the plot. I liked Cinderella as a main character, so I am giving it a 4 out of 5 stars. In third place, I'm going with Go the Distance. I actually really liked this. I just wish it was longer. I thought that they could have done so much with the Greek mythology, where Meg is going through these trials to become a god. There's so much that could happen there. There's so much potential, and I just feel like it was slightly wasted so that it could be shorter. And I mean, if all of them were this length and that was just like Disney being like, listen, you know, kids have short attention spans, let's all make them around 300 pages, I would be more okay with it. But Unbirthday is over 500 pages, so this could have been so much longer, and I think it would have been so good. I did love Meg as a main character. I liked our supporting characters, and overall I did really like this, and I think I'm gonna give it a 4.25 out of 5 stars. All right, in second place is without a doubt the most surprising part of this whole thing, and that is reflection. I thought this was gonna be my least favorite, and I liked it so much. I enjoyed this so much. I flew through it. I really liked it. I read it during Becca's 48-hour Bookopoly-thon, and honestly it was the perfect time to read it because I like sat down and was sprinting with people, and I was having a blast. And this was so good. It did have one of my least favorite tropes twice, which the first time really didn't like. The second time it did show good character development, so like I understand, but I still didn't love it. But other than that, I really liked this. I liked the friendship between Mulan and Shang that turned into a romance, and it was just all just very, it felt so much more natural than a lot of the others, and I just did really like this. I think I said I gave it a 4, but no, let's say a 4.25 because I think it's gonna stick with me. So Go the Distance will be a 4. This is gonna be a 4.25 for sure. And that means in first place, what I suspected is Unbirthday. I loved it the second time around just as much as the first time. It's just so good. I think Liz Braswell did a masterful job at writing in Lewis Carroll's voice. There's just enough nonsensicalness to this book to work and be like, yes, we're in Wonderland, but it still like had a sensible part of it, and it takes place in 2 different real places. There's London and there's Wonderland, and her writing changes depending on where Alice is. When we're in Wonderland, it's nonsensical in a good way. It's like fun and kooky and just like really wacky, and then when she's in London, it's a lot more serious and sensical, and you just really felt like you were in the 2 places she was writing about. And I just think she did a phenomenal job at this. It's between a 4.75 and a 5 stars. It's so good. On Goodreads, it's a 5 out of 5 stars. I'm just so impressed by this, and I'm really excited to see where the series goes, because the next one is What Once Was Mine, which is a Rapunzel retelling, and I don't know what the, oh, it's like if her like mother, like the woman who kidnapped her stole the wrong flower, or something about the flower. It has to do with the flower. So we'll see. I am really excited for that to come out. I think it comes out in September, so I will definitely be reading it once it comes out, but that is in a while. All right, I'm going to try and do this without everything falling everywhere. It already almost did. But in the end, here is my, oh boy. But in the end, here is my final ranking. Best on the top, worst on the bottom. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you want me to do any other secret TBRs, if you enjoyed this, and let me know if your feelings differed or were similar to mine about this series as a whole. And I will see you soon with another video. Bye!